Hey guys, today I am going to talk about we are hiring and we're hiring for whatever. So I have long learned that whatever job description I put, the people who apply and therefore the people who I hire, they actually do not fit the job description at all. One good example is the videographer I hired recently does not want to make a video. Oh my gosh. And now we're trying to get her to do some social media, some blogging, maybe some photography for clients and so on. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy, right? So I've always hired based on attributes, whether or not we get along. And, you know, like for instance, Michael was a nursing student, really easy to get along with, very independent, and essentially you could just kind of let him off. Like, he didn't need any mentoring, he didn't need any managing, he would just do his own thing. And I've actually never met him. I Zoomed him and I've talked to him. He sent me a picture of his dog sometimes, but he's a great employee. He's, in my opinion, he's the ideal kind of worker. Very low maintenance, high production, and you know, again, I've never even seen him in person yet. He lives in Houston though. And you know, I have other 1099 workers. We have Alexandro in Florida. We have a 1099 worker in the Philippines, and we have a 1099 worker, Alexa, in New York State. So they're pretty hands off, and I don't really mentor them. They just do their own thing. I give them, you know, ideas and suggestions. They communicate with me at least a few times a day. And if there's going to be a delay or there's some problem, then they will call or we'll Zoom. So then you have the Amy and the Jess, and Amy and Jess have been doing what they've been doing for years. And then Norman's been doing development since the very beginning of this company in 2015, as has Jess. Jess has been doing content since 2015, and Amy has been doing social media, and I would say content, you know, a little bit SEO, which we taught her to do. I mean, I would classify her more of SEO than, you know, content, but hey, you know, she's kind of staying away from social media right now. So it is a pretty tight-knit group, and those 3 members have been with me well, Amy's been on and off for, let me see, basically MIA for 1.5 years, but for the last 6 years, and we've just been doing. So any website we send to Norman, any blogs that we need, we send to Jessica. Any social media and or SEO that we need, we send to Amy. We're getting 2 interns this summer. One intern lives in Conroe. I need to call her tomorrow because I think her first day is Monday. And Conroe is kind of far. And, you know, she is a very interesting, she's an artist type. So I'm going to kind of put her together with Vanity and Alexandro, and maybe, you know, make an NFT thing. I've invested a lot of money in that program, or in that company, so I do want it to succeed, of course. And yeah, so that's probably where I'm going to put her. The other intern, Mike, not to be confused with Michael, who is just doing content as well. He is going to do e-commerce with me this summer, and we're going to redo the MTG Line website, and we're going to sell lots of Pokemon cards, I guess. And we're going to do conventions. It's going to be a really fun summer. We already have a lot of fun things lined up. We're also getting Kelsey back, which I'm very appreciative of. She is our photographer. And we're getting Raquel. I hope we get Raquel back sometime soon. I probably need to call her. We talked on Facebook, and it seemed like she was interested. So it's going to be a full staff team. So we're going to go full, you know, I know business is going to be good. And I would love to hire a videographer. I made a mistake, and I hired someone who was the opposite of a videographer to do videography. Now, of course, at that time, you know, it didn't occur to me. So I'm definitely going to hire a videographer. We have a data analytics guy. I'm not like incredibly happy with his work. It's not been great. So if you do data analytics or you're interested and you're entry level and affordable, I would be happy to hire you. So basically, data analytics, I would look to upgrade in or invest in someone long term. As I said previously, I hired a guy for $90K a year, but there's some things going on where I'm not happy with. And I've already told him that hey, in June 1st will be your last month. And if it needs be, I will take care of data analytics myself because I'm the boss and I need to know everything. I need to know how to do everything. That's the boss's job, right? To keep the payroll up for his employees, his or her employees. Now back to the original issue at hand. Yeah, I think it is pretty fascinating and it should be a very fun summer. I don't know if we're going to make money from the photography. Right now, we're charging very cheap rates, and that's why we're booked for every weekend until July. We're booked every weekend for some type of event until July because we're cheap rate. But I want to expand the portfolio, and if Kelsey's the partner I can work on with, then great. If it's someone else, then we'll see. Maybe it's more than one person. Maybe it's an intern would help me. I'm very excited for the future growth of the company, and I definitely need a videographer to vlog what I'm doing every day because I think it would make an interesting thing. If you want to see a day in the life of me, which a lot of you do, I would need someone with some experience to follow me around. It's going to be fun. Lots of weddings, lots of graduations, lots of anime conventions, lots of comic conventions, lots of toys being sold. This is the year that, I'm so glad. For me, the CDC said, hey, I don't need to wear a mask. So I take that as, I've been vaccinated. I got vaccinated as soon as I could. And I take it as like, oh, it's safe now. So again, is that right? Is that wrong? I think people would but CDC is that's a real scientific company, right? It's a scientific organization. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, hey, I've been vaccinated and, maybe I'll still wear a mask, but I feel much safer now than before. So anyway, we are hiring. Send me your resume. Again, our last hire didn't even have a resume, so there you go. So obviously I'm not too strict on hiring. Maybe I should be more strict, and I feel like it's going to bite me in the butt someday, but I'll wait for that day to come. Bye, guys.